In the beginning of Esther allowing us to flow through her, while she found, because she was in the receiving mode, perfect words to match the vibration that we were presenting, her words said, if you desire something and believe it, then it is. Because when desire and belief are in the same place, there is no resistance, and resistance is the only thing that prevents anything from happening, and happening right away. So you were born with this emotional guidance system that lets you know what you're doing vibrationally. It lets you know how in the receiving mode for the desires that your life has caused you to launch, you are or are not in any point in time. The better you feel, the more in alignment you are. The worse you feel, the more out of alignment you are. And there is a momentum about every thought that you think. Your thoughts matter a lot. What you think matters so much, because what you think is always having a relational experience with what the source within you thinks about exactly the same thing. So when you think, I'm not a good person, you feel strong negative emotion because your inner being will never agree with that. If you think this is going to be very difficult, you'll feel concern, maybe even depression, certainly discouragement, because your thought that this is going to be difficult does not jive at all with your inner being's knowledge of the power of the universe and the ease and flow of you directing your thoughts simply. But you've forgotten how to offer pure thoughts. You've been trained into such objectiveness. You weigh the pros and the cons and the pluses and the minuses. Let me stack this all up in order to make a decision. And we say, you kill every desire with your thoughts that make you feel doubt. I want this, but, oh, it'd be really nice to have that, but I wasn't born to the right people, or I wasn't born at the right time, or I wasn't born, it is not going to happen to me. And so you offer contradictory thoughts, and because you think they're reasonable, you don't even know that you're doing it. But when you start living life vibrationally, when you start living life emotionally, when you accept the emotions that you feel as your guidance system, then you come to understand that everything that you are thinking has a vibrational offering, and every vibrational offering has a relationship with what source within you knows about the same thing. So the better you feel, the less gap you have, which means the less resistance you have, which means the more power you are allowing to flow, which means the more attraction power that you have, which means the more cooperative components are coming to you, which means you are not in that moment of joy or clarity or fun or laughter or eagerness or passion. You are not offering a resistant vibration, and you don't have to keep that up very long in terms of your time before those thoughts have turned to things. And that's the part that we want to remind you. That's the part that so often you've forgotten. When you are thinking thoughts from the receptive mode, those thoughts are turning not only quickly, but to wonderful things. When you're thinking thoughts from your not receptive mode, from your guarded mode, from your protective mode, from your defensive mode, those thoughts also, because law of attraction responds to everything, are turning to things, but the things that they turn to you don't like so much. And then if you're like most humans, you spend all your time arguing about those things that you and others have created, not from your receptive mode. Politics is based on that. Almost all religion is based upon that. All of your debates and arguments and negotiations, almost all of that is you all, oh, we love you so much, squabbling like children because you've forgotten what the receptive mode feels like, and we love you so much you're not disciplined enough to stay there long enough to experience the movement and the witnessing of the universal forces responding on your behalf. Your sense of worthiness will come on full force once you discover how good it feels to feel good, and once you are willing to make some attention or focus toward feeling good, just reaching for the best feeling thought you can find now and now and now. We've been saying for a while that there are two ways for you to know what you're doing vibrationally. One is by the way you feel while you're offering it, and the other is by noticing how it turns out. Both are fine. It's just one is pre-manifestation, the other is post-manifestation. And so we think it is such a wonderful thing when you're in some mood and you're there for a while, maybe a really good, receptive, happy mood, or maybe depressed or defensive, and then you've been there long enough that a manifestation occurs. And it is so lovely when you finally say, I get that. Now I'm here with this thing I want not so much. I recognize the thoughts that I harbored and encouraged. I get why that turned to that thing. In fact, I remember witnessing it happening. I remember how there was that, and then 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 there was that, and there was that. I remember the trend toward this manifestation. And what we want you to know is you can stop the trend at any moment. You can stop the trend toward unwanted and get it moving toward wanted as soon as you decide, first, this is a vibrational universe. Next, you are a vibrational being within it. Next, there's way more momentum for well-being for you than you could ever add to while you're here in this physical body. You are blessed beyond our ability to even explain it to you. Next, you can tell by the way you feel what stream of consciousness you are expanding on. And finally, once you decide that nothing matters more to you than that you feel good, and you are willing to find the best feeling thoughts, not the most realistic thought in the moment. Esther said to us many times in the early days, Abraham, but it's true. And we said, what's that got to do with anything? The things that are true are only things that people have created. And the things that are true, that are crummy and that you don't want, are only things that are created from a place of not really being in that powerful receptive mode. You can practice yourself there. You can be the deliberate creator of your own experience. You can come to value every experience, no matter how good or not good it feels in the moment. You can discover the passion that Source feels about you. You can begin to feel the importance that is you. And once you think deliberately for a while, or better said, once you feel deliberately for a while, and once you become consciously aware and you are deliberately witnessing the manifestations that are unfolding as a result of the mood that you are deliberately accomplishing and encouraging, your sense of worthiness will skyrocket as you realize that there is nothing that you cannot be or do or have, that you are the creator of your own reality. And then, and only then, you'll get on with the reason you came. Didn't come to fix a broken world. It's not broken. And you didn't come to fix it anyway. You came to create your reality. And you knew that there were enough other cooperative components to inspire your desire and to encourage your desire and to harmonize with your desire. You knew that there was enough resource from all that had come before and from all that is present in this leading edge time-space reality for everyone to live happily, everyone to be the creator of their own experience. Because when you thrive, you deprive no one of anything. Because the resource of your thriving is not taken from someone else. The resource of your thriving is your desire turning to things. That's why the economy expands the way it does. You're not trucking in oil or other resources from other planets. Your economy is as a result of the thriving to the degree that you as individuals and collective consciousness allow it. And you've got to notice that there are always those who thrive even in what you call not good economic times. And there are always those who suffer and don't thrive even in excellent economic times. You've got to accept that it's up to you, and it's up to you only in one way. You've got to hook in with the resource of thriving because it's there for you. And if you're not thriving, it's because your tuner's off just a little bit. And usually the reason your tuner's off is because you're looking at what is, not feeling what's coming. So, you came, you were source energy, you came into this body, you sifted and sorted, you launched desires into this what we are calling vibrational reality. This vibrational reality matters so much, we wrote a whole book about it and gave this vibrational reality the name of the vortex because we wanted you to accept its existence. Hard for you, because you're used to seeing and hearing and smelling and tasting and touching things. And when we're talking about a unseen, unsmelling, unhearing, in other words, you can't see this vortex. You can sense it, you can feel it, But you got to be pretty good at your emotional awareness before this vortex feels like a reality to you. But it's a reality to us. We know everything that you've put into it. We've watched you put it there incrementally. We've watched law of attraction gather momentum and gather more cooperative components, and it bubbles and boils and becomes more and more. And then when you least expect it, meaning when you are least pushing vibrationally against it, an idea occurs to you. An idea is born because you let it be born. And you feel like, oh, this is new. We say, no, it's old, old, old. It's been becoming. You just received it. And here's the thing that we so want you to hear about that new desire that you just received. It has so much momentum already going. So much of its evolvement has happened before you even allowed yourself to receive it, that it is certain, it is for sure, that once you have received it, it must come to fruition. But you got to get out of your meaning to be helpful but not action-oriented, wrestle it to the ground and kill it ways. We're eager to talk with you about anything you want to talk about. Nothing is off limits. You're going to notice a wonderful evolving of understanding as we are playing here together. So just be easy about it. You are primarily in the receptive mode. You listened to us. We spoke the truth that is at the heart of everything that you know to be. And as you listened, your vibration shifted into a place of predominant receptivity, which means we're going to have a really good time as we're moving forward here today. So